Okay, guys. So, right now, um, I am trying to fill my health bar, or my food bar, my hunger bar. And the only food I have left is moldy pumpkins. So, in the spirit of the game, I am not going to waste these, although I could smash them and turn them into seeds, or I guess crush them. Let me see. It's not going to tell me unless I move one over. So let's go move one over. Yeah, I can crush them for seeds. In fact, let's go ahead and do that. So we're just going to crush all of them. And we have 9 seeds. Uh, and of course, you can see nothing's activated. It says down here, nothing's activated. You just crush the pumpkins. This is the farming video that I promised you a couple of days ago. Things have unfortunately happened over the last couple of days where I wasn't able to record 2 days ago. And yesterday, every time I sat down to try to record, my timing was off. And it was so dark that even I had a hard time seeing what was going on, even just in the game. Um, and it's kind of hard to do a tutorial video when even you guys can't see what's happening. So today I timed it better. And actually, right now, in game, it is 12:52. This is obviously in the afternoon. Um, so it's just past noon. We're going to drag the cart. This is going to be a very short video. I'm going to activate the rake. Not that you have to just yet. Matter of fact, we're going to activate. Oh, it's pumpkin seed. Can I unactivate? No, I don't know. Um, anyway, obviously you can't farm with a pumpkin seed. But, oh, here we go. I'll activate the compass. There we go. There's proof that this is nothing special. Oh, there's one of my Spirit Templars. So, pumpkin field, it says untended. If I right click on this and examine, it could use a touch from a rake or some other farming tool. That's why I have the rake. But we'll move to untended. Let's see. I know I just raked these a few days ago. Okay, they're all showing untended, but I did just rake them a couple of days ago. Yeah. So, once you've grown, and I'm doing this a little bit backwards just to kind of go through everything. Once you've grown the crop, whatever it is, um, vegetables, cotton, whatever, and it's ripe and ready to go, you just right click on that spot and hit harvest. And do a couple of them at a time, and it just turns back into dirt. So we're going to harvest this whole field because it's really, really small. We're going to get all of the pumpkins. And those are potatoes there. And I have my shovel with me for a reason. Oh, actually, because this is going to weigh me down, we're going to open the cart and we're going to move the pumpkins into the cart. Okay? So actually, I'm going to leave these three. I'm going to switch to the rake and show you the difference. If you click on Farm, watch the positioning of the pumpkins. Now they're all neat, tidy, in rows, whereas this bunch is not. We'll farm that, and we'll farm that. Oh, too far away. Okay. See how everything's in nice, neat rows now? Those are tended fields. See how these are all jagged? They're not lined up with the ground rows going on. So if I tend these, now everything lines up. But we're going to go ahead and harvest these potatoes. Now, I don't need them right now, but if I had left them, like the pumpkins here, in another day or two, they'd be ready for harvest again. But I'm not one to constantly monitor the fields. Farming is uh, not really what I got into the game for. So, um, let's start from the beginning. So you've terraformed some land, you've found some land, whatever, and it's rather flat. Um, these are actually flat, but let's say you did what I did out here, and this is packed dirt. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and repack it, but um, let's say you oopsed and you actually packed a bunch of dirt for an area that you wanted to turn into a farm. All you have to do is activate your rake. Make a rake first if you didn't get one in your starter kit. It doesn't matter the quality. Um, I believe quality level as far as the rake goes and a few of the other tools is literally just to speed up the process, but I could be wrong. So you want to click on cultivate. Once that rake is active, you right click on the tile and click on cultivate. That actually just turns it back into dirt. Well, obviously I don't want this tile to be left dirt. I want it packed dirt because this is a pathway. So I'm going to pack this. Done. Now it's back into packed dirt. Over here, this is just regular dirt. I don't want it packed, but I can plant in here. Well, I have my pumpkin seeds right here. Now, I do not have a satchel, but I've watched a few other videos from people that insist that you can put the seeds of whatever it is you're planting, or in the case of like the potatoes, and I'm going to do one here in a minute. Um, Potatoes and I believe onions and mushrooms and such, you just plant directly into the ground. There are no seeds. Um, the pumpkins and cotton and that sort of thing will have seeds, or they'll be um, like if you're planting trees, you'll have saplings. Sorry, throat's a little dry, so I'm drinking some coffee. So I'm going to activate this pumpkin seed, and I can sow that into the ground. Now, if I had a satchel, from my understanding, and I could be wrong, but from my understanding, you put all of the pumpkin seeds into the satchel and you activate the satchel, and you can literally just go to the next tile, to the next tile, to the next tile, just sowing your way through. If you notice, once I planted that seed, nothing's activated anymore. So now I got to activate another one. This is the slower, more tedious method, but I want the pumpkins primarily because my cooking skill sucks. And if I'm not eating raw meat at the moment, pumpkins, in my opinion, are the next best thing because they're super filling. They last a long time. Um, they don't weigh all that much. Let's see, pumpkins, they're 1 kilo per. So oftentimes you can eat one, maybe one and a half if your bar is completely empty here, at least at the start of the game. Um, and that one pumpkin's pretty much filled you up. You don't get a lot of nutrition with it. Where you get your nutrition is for a later episode when we start talking about cooking um, and the different types of meals um, that can be made. That's where the nutrition is going to come in. But starter food, uh, why is it not working? There we go. Starter food, if you're just eating raw vegetables, raw meat, um, yeah, you're not going to get hardly any nutritional value off it. Okay, so this tile here and this tile here are not flat. Apparently neither is that one. Oh, wait a minute. Not going to be able to tell without the shovel. So that one's flat, that one's flat, that one's flat, but I guarantee you this one's not. Yes, you can plant on uneven ground. However, slope has to be less than, I believe it's 8 or less. It could be less than 8. So it would need to be 7 or less. This is only a 5 slope. That's flat, and that's flat. So this is only sloped up this direction and this direction, up into that corner. But I can still plant here. And I'm going to take a potato. We'll plant the rest with pumpkin seeds, but I'm going to take a potato, activate it, and I'm going to sow the potato directly into the ground. Now I have potato farm. The mechanics still baffle me on this. How do you smash a pumpkin and end up with, um, you know, one seed? Um, if you've ever opened up a pumpkin in your entire life, you know that pumpkins tend to have a lot more seeds than just one. But apparently, the worm pumpkins only have one seed. On that same note, how do you plant a whole field of potatoes using one potato? Well, I have a bunch of pumpkins, so I'm going to make this entire row nothing but potatoes. So we're going to bring those over. We're going to drop the pumpkin seeds off. And we're going to make this back row potatoes this time. Oh, couple more. And then I'll show you what the skills are reading. Farming is, like I said, this is not one of my strong suits. I did not jump into the game to farm. I came in to, I suppose, more or less to end up doing some blacksmithing. Okay, these two tiles are angled here. I was not able to get them any flatter because there's rocks in the corner. That's an 8 slope up, but that is a 13 slope up. So if I take a potato and I go to sow, the ground is not flat enough for crops to grow. You need to flatten it first. Well, if I take the shovel and I go up into this corner, because this is the corner that's the highest, If it needs to be 8 or less, I need to take 5 out of this corner. The problem is this corner is already at rock. Cannot dig in the solid rock. But essentially that's what you would have to do in order to create the farmland and get it leveled out. And same with that corner there, that's solid rock. So if I was to dig out this corner and this corner a little bit further, this would be nothing but a rock tile. I don't want to do that because that'll mess up the look of the place. So we're just going to leave it. And I don't care about these pumpkins at the moment. We'll let them go until tomorrow and see if they say that they're ripe a second time, or third time actually. Um, and then of course, you know, if you don't want people, see these are, I actually pay for um, this deed, and this particular segment of farmland is on this deed, which means on this particular server on Mythmore Prime, stealing is not allowed. So since I pay for this deed and this is all within my property, um, nobody can come in and steal them. But as an added measure of protection, I'm putting in stone walls to surround the farm, and then this is going to be a stone portcullis. When I get to that point, um, with my masonry and blacksmithing, I'll be able to finish this up. We'll show you what that looks like at that point, but let me show you here. I need a stone brick, hammer, mallet, or trowel. I have the mallet and I have the trowel. I do not have a hammer yet, but I only need one of those tools. I have a segment of rope, but that's what I use for taming and leading the animals. Um, I don't have any currently, but I need that rope for that. So I need to, at some point, plant more wemp to be able to get the fibers to make I believe, a rope tool, and then more fibers to actually make the rope. Fence bars, I'm not 100% certain, but I think I have 2 of those up top, up there next to the mine. And then 8 more stone bricks, so 9 stone bricks, and 2 wheels. You might be asking why the wheels. Well, this is an actual portcullis, which means the iron gate that's inside needs to be able to roll up, like it's on gears. This is only going to allow me in, or anyone that I give permission to be in there. But that provides me a gate to be able to get into my farm, and then the rest of it is when it's done, they'll look more like this. So all of these are incomplete. This is a complete um, stone wall. It's the short stone wall, and these are going to go. Get out of my way. These are going to go all the way across, and then I'll run it up the backside to this tile, or this tile border, and up along the back. So this is completely fenced in at this point. Hopefully grass will grow back in here and along this back wall, but we'll see what happens. And then of course I'm going to have more fencing going up here, just like I do on the back side here. And these are incomplete as well. I've got to finish putting the stone bricks in there. But I want to line both sides with the fencing to help guide people through this property or this deed. But that, in a nutshell, is farming. Now, what can you do with the farming? Well, um, not a whole lot other than prepare for meals if you're cooking food, or if you're growing food. Um, there are other things that you can get as well. Hemp, cotton, some herbs. You can plant saplings if you want to, for instance, make an orchard. Down the road is an apple orchard that I'm not sure. I'm not sure if somebody planted it or if it was just in this map that way from the start. But there is an orchard up the road. Maybe in a future video I'll take you up there and show you that. Um, Yesterday there was a venerable troll that ran through my property, through my deed, and my 5 Spirit Templars took off after him. I tried to chase him down, but he was long gone by the time I got there. I couldn't find a corpse, but he headed on in the direction of that orchard, so who knows? Maybe he wanted some apples. Okay, we're going to move these over here. I'm going to take the carving knife. Do I take the carving knife? No, I need my other knife. Okay, so we're going to close. Oh, let's put the potatoes, that potato in there. I do not have a bulk storage bin. I do not have food larders, anything like that yet. I'm still very, very fresh to this server, considerably anyway. So we're going to stop dragging that cart so I can move faster. And I'm going to see, if you watched the last video, you can see I have not done anything else to this. So it's still the exact same way it was. We're going to open this up. Butchering knife right there. Oh, that's right. I wanted to keep that potato. I think I can dice the potato, but I'm not 100% certain. Oh, and we can close the crafting window. Okay, so... Oops, it's the other cart. Apologies. Yeah, there it is. So let's close this one. I want the potato and I want 1 pumpkin, because those are the only vegetables I have currently. And we're going to activate the butchering knife, and we're going to right-click the potato. Create food. Yeah, potatoes I can make raw fries from. The pumpkin, I can wrap a pumpkin. Interesting. Not sure exactly what I'm supposed to wrap it with. Because the only thing activated is the butchering knife. But that's okay. That's different. So anyway, the 1 pumpkin, I'm going to go ahead and eat that because my food needs to go up. But let's carve up this potato to start with. I can wrap the potato, apparently. Huh. I don't know why I would wrap them. Weird. Okay. So carve up raw fries. Now apparently I have raw fries. So I imagine if I had a frying pan and I put the raw fries in the frying pan and put that in an oven or in a campfire, they would end up cooking up to cooked fries. But I don't have that right now. Let me see. Let's try wrapping a pumpkin. I don't know. I'm experimenting right now. Now it's a wrapped pumpkin. Same weight, same quality. Um, let's see. Let's place this on the ground. Oops. Let's escape from that. And we're going to angle this direction. We'll close this out. I want to see what this looks like. Place it on the ground. That looks like a pumpkin. It says it's a wrapped pumpkin, but it looks like a pumpkin. Hmm. That's kind of weird. Okay. So we're going to take that. And we're going to eat it. It says it takes 30 seconds. We'll see what happens. But watch the food meter and see how fast that's going up. A part of that's probably from this server. Um, Mythmore Prime, I read somewhere that it has I believe a 7 or 7.5% increase to skill gain and a 3 times modifier to something. Um, oh, action timer. Okay, so that's up now 55. So a second pumpkin would end up filling me up. And that's kind of what we're going for. Open this. We're going to eat one pumpkin. So from 55, we'll see where it ends up. But as I was saying, Mythmore Prime is a accelerated server. It is a private slash public server. By that I mean that it is a private server. Somebody pays for it. It's not an official server. The guy that technically owns, um, I'm not sure if he rents the server space or if he actually hosts it himself. I've never really talked to the guy. So we went from 55 to 92 with one pumpkin. So almost half. That's what, 40, 43% just by eating a pumpkin. And that'll last quite a while. Um, but anyway, the guy that runs the show, the one that owns Mythmore Prime, my understanding is a very friendly person, along with his staff. There are chat moderators, there's in-game GMs, and then all of us citizens that are all on here. If I do, oops, that is not what I wanted to do. Hold on. Okay, and I'm gonna make sure that it didn't mess anything up here. Unfortunately, the only way to double check to make sure that the video didn't freeze on me is to go over near a tree or grass or something that I can see it actually moving. And then I can look in my recording software and see what's going on. So if you could see the grass moving, then it's good to go. Let's find out. I can see the grass moving in the recording software. So the previous videos that I've did that were posted just for a couple of days and then taken down, the recording software froze on me. So the audio was there, but the video was not. That's why I wanted to check. I had to change a bunch of settings and kind of nerve-wracking get it all fixed again. But as I was saying, there are several people that just jump on and play, several regulars. Currently there are 13 people on the Prime map and 16 total on the server. I've seen it as many as 50 people. It literally said there was 50 people, 50, totally in Wurm, and there was like 32, I think it was, on this particular map. I don't know if time zones happen to fluctuate in that, or if it was on a weekend or something along those lines, but there's typically always somebody on. In the last video, I had the Freedom chat running, and the conversation was going on, but since I don't know all of those people personally and I have not asked their permission, I've decided that that's not going to be the case, and I'm going to ignore their chat, um, basically for a little bit of privacy on their end. But from my experience, anybody that I've talked to on here has been fairly friendly. Um, there was a discussion yesterday that irked me a little bit, so I stopped chatting altogether, and I just minimized the window because I didn't want to partake in that particular discussion. I will not go into details about what it was, but it was a conversation that goes against my own ethics, and I don't want to be privy or part of that. Okay, and to finish up this video, as you can see, if you watched previous videos, this section was not completed. This is not packed. This is regular dirt. That's packed. That's packed. That's packed. So this is where we ended up as far as the leveling goes. So this whole corner still needed to be leveled. Now that's taken care of. I'll pack it later. And then, as you can see, I've been kind of working on the road a little bit. Now I got this dirt. I've got some more dirt up here because I've been trying to level this segment as well. This is actually the area that's leveled. This is going downhill. Um, and by that I mean literally down a hill. So it heads off that way. But there's a segment further down that I leveled out because it came downhill, then uphill, then back downhill, and I didn't like that. So I just leveled it all out and then used the dirt to finish off that corner and started working on this. Well, the problem here, I've got to fix, let me switch to my shovels so you guys can see. So I have to fix this slope because that's not level, that's level, that's level. So this tile should actually be level. That's easy enough to do. Just pull out 5 from it. Done. That easy. This one, there's too much in that corner, so it's got to be leveled out. That's 10 slopes up. I don't want it that high. I want to dig. Let's see. I think that's the corner that hit dirt. So that's flat. That's 2 slopes up. So I got to put. What I'm going to end up having to do is digging in each of these corners, because from this point that way, I'm going to make this a 2-lane road leading to my deed instead of just the 1 lane that was here before I got here. So I'm going to dig this down to where one of the corners or both this edge hits rock, and then or more specifically, if okay, this one's flat that I'm on right now, so I'm going to stay on this one, and if I go to level this one, will it level? Nope, there's a rock in the corner. So now what I've got to do is, since this is flat and I know this is flat, I know that this is part of this tile as well, as and also part of this tile. So this is flat all the way across here, which means I don't need to change this corner. That's the corner that's going to be too high. So what I got to do is make this corner equal this corner. So this border is flat. Then I've got to change this tile here to match this one. So these two are going to have to go up too. And I do that for the whole road. And it's a fairly long road, but as you can see, I've been slowly working on it. And my property comes all the way up here. This road is included in my property. I set up my deed so that this road would be included. So right here, let's see, right there. So you see this tile? This is outside my my deed. This tile is inside my deed. And I can tell because it says you've left Crafter's Corner, you enter Crafter's Corner. So I started cutting down trees at the edge of my property so that I know where my border's at. And then I'm going to fix this road, and I'm going to continue to level this and fix this road. I want this to be as flat as possible, up as far as possible. But all this segment, even though this tile and this tile are on my deed, um, I'm going to level them out, and this section of road will be part of my deed as well. It's already part of my deed, but that way I can work on it whenever I want. And I've already got permission to work on this. I've talked to a couple of different GMs here, and essentially I've been told to um, fix things how I want, as long as it doesn't interfere with somebody else. There's literally no one else around here. My deed is out in the sticks, and I'm actually surprised that there's a road that runs through here. But I'll show you one last thing, and then we'll call it quits for this video. Okay, so my settlement token, I'll go in here, and I will show you the village plan. So we're going to move this up here so that I can expand it. Okay, so that's where we just were, right there. You've left Crafter's Corner, you've entered Crafter's Corner, right there on that road. What I'm working on is this dirt right through here. I want to level all of this out as much as I can to make it as flat a road as I can. But as you can see, I've already cut down a bunch of the trees right here. This whole segment is going to be farmland. Why? Just because there's a lot of things that I'm going to need to grow, cotton included. And then this is the area we've been working on. So there's the mine. Yeah, right there's the mine door. The blacksmith's building. This is all paved, or not paved, I'm sorry, rock slab. This is all packed dirt. The ramp coming down, all the way down. This is regular dirt to show my borders. So this is a plateau with a walkway. That's my farmland. This is all regular dirt that should eventually turn into, well, not those two. Those two are those two tiles that we saw earlier in the video that we can't plant. Um, we can't plant farmland on. It's possible that I can alter this whole section and bring it all up to match this corner so that I can plant the whole thing, and I may end up doing that at some point. But right now, that's not the case. And then this area is another plateau. So this whole section is all level. And then this is the other section that's level that comes right to the edge of the ramp. And then it starts angling down. It also angles up slightly right here. But all of this is going to be slab. This is all rock. See, there's another exposed rock, so I got to go drop a dirt there at some point just to change that back to dirt. But that's one of the segments that I ended up digging too far. And that is, where are you at? That's right there. That section right there. So let's climb this hill real quick, and I'll show you before it gets too dark. And the funny thing that I've noticed about this server is right around 5 o'clock, it's server time. It gets kind of dark. There's a lot of shadows. And that's what you guys are seeing right now is a lot of the shadows. But, oh, turn the climb off. But then right around 7 o'clock, it brightens back up. So you see, I dug down too far trying to get it level. And it it exposed the entire rock face. So not. Oh, and that one dirt pile is actually a rare dirt. Don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. Thought maybe down the road I'd make a planter or something. Let's double check on this. Examine. Oh, 60 damage? Ooh. Well, apparently I can't leave it too long. Since I've got it, let's go over here and we'll drop it in a corner. Just to cover this rock face. May as well, right? Okay, so I'm on the tile right here, and I'm in this corner. So that's where I'm going to drop this at. There we go. Now that whole tile is dirt again. Shock, shock. Okay. Oh, one last thing. So if we come over here, I'll climb this hill just so you can have a better shot at looking. Okay, before I turn around, it is currently 6:07. All right? For those of you that can't read military time. There's the sun there. So it's still in the sky. That's why we're sunny here. But because of all those trees, the rest of my property, or my deed, is shadowed out. So I didn't really choose the best of locations when it comes to sunlight. But here in an hour game time, this will all brighten back up. I don't know why. It just, that's how it works. Oh, you see, it just clipped again. And it is now 6:13. So it's only been, what, 30 seconds or so? And it's already moved on by 6 minutes. It was just an oddity that I found. So okay, well, I hope you guys liked the video. Um, if you did, go ahead and hit that like button, throw a comment below, let me know what you think, what you would like to see, and if I can make it happen, I will in a future video. Um, just like to give another quick shout out to Old Biddy Gaming. I will throw the link in the description. Guys, head on over, show her some love. She's a wonderful woman, um, and she's just having a ball with making these videos. She's loving every minute of just playing around on her own private server and doing her own tutorials and everything. Um, but super, super, super content. Um, Head on over and show her some love, and then when you're done with that, come back here and check for the next video. If you subscribe, then you'll get and you hit that notification bell, you'll know when we post new videos. Just keep in mind that my son also posts to this channel, and he does games on a whole different level. Um, my games are a lot more um, along these lines, where it's sandbox games, open world, RPG style, MMOs, that sort of thing. Not that he doesn't do that, but he has stuff like Dungeon Defenders and Minecraft and whatnot that he likes to show off. So check out some of his videos too. All right. Well, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.